Rejection of the truth, Jesus is Lord.
God is an all-consuming fire, burning away all false desires.
Yeah, he's gonna burn it away.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Word of God and a desire to understand it in its proper context. And I have a question for you right now. Did Jesus really teach us not to call anybody teacher or rabbi or father even? Well, before we answer that question, of course, we'll come back to his word and read what he actually said. He starts in verse 8 by saying, But you are not to be called a rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And call no man your father on earth, for you have one Father who is in heaven. Neither be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Christ. The greatest among you shall be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. So first of all, we're saying that he's not asking us to focus on specific titles. Don't use the title father or teacher or rabbi or whatever. He's saying it's not about using that title to usurp, to put yourself higher than anybody. You must stay humble. Even if you're called to teach and lead as a husband, as a pastor, it's still a call to humble yourself, not exalt yourself. You can't be the greatest because the greatest should be the servant. Hence, husbands are called to literally love their wife to the point of serving them. That's true leadership. Now, we also need to take in consideration the greater context, who he's saying that to. I'll show you what I mean. Well, we'll start out in the beginning of the chapter. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to the disciples, The scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. So do and observe whatever they tell you, but not the works they do. For they preach, but do not practice. They tie up heavy burdens and hard to bear, and lay them on people's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to move them with their finger. They do all their deeds to be seen by others, for they make their phylacteries broad and their fringes long. And they love the place of honor and at feasts, and the best seats in the synagogue, and greetings in the marketplace, and being called a rabbi by others. Are you seeing it now? He's making a contrast between the attitude of leadership and teachership and rabbiship of these men who were abusing power, who were just doing it to look good, to get stuff, and he's saying, don't be like them. So again, the emphasis isn't on the title you use. Oh, you can't call yourself a teacher. No, that's not the point. It's how do you live out your teacher call, your teaching ministry, even your leadership. Does it look like the Pharisees or like Christ? Humble, meek, like a servant. That's what we need to focus on instead of the words. And it's a good reminder for us. If you focus too much on a word, you miss out the greater picture of what's being said, especially with Jesus' words. With that said,
Somebody come on.
The Lord in the mountains and rocks to be falling. Please don't refuse the one who's calling
Yeah,
you.
he's calling you.